No, but they're well. These are for the afternoon. E35, E35 and 38, or P33 and 38. These are all. I'll tell the chair. Good morning. Good, how are you? Yeah.
Hi, I am. How about you? Doing well? Fresh? It's only one year.
I'm well. Boys, they're not school and they help us.
You know, they did that for
We appreciate them. I don't know how we can appreciate them.
I know.
My brother, so their little boy just turned 2 and they're pregnant with their second. And they live in Austin. And like, with what they do for work, it's like, you guys can move back. Like, see, like, come on, move to Tampa. Austin's just as expensive, if not more. But she's a Texas girl, and Texans are very stubborn. They don't.
Here, I was given it. It wasn't snatched.
Intersection of Little Road and Comprehensive Plan Amendment, Little Road and Jasmine.
I wish my photos things were in some kind of order for our trip, but they're not. I'm hoping you have some.
You know what, I'm building my time.
Okay, here's what I think. Because mine aren't organized. I have a few. That we should huddle with everyone who went and then make a big presentation. That way we'll be organized. Just like big takeaways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally fine.
Okay, I'm gonna text us. Oh, open up. I heard your
Yeah, it's not good.
I see it.
Just saying, you know. Good morning. I would like to call to order the Pasco County Board of Commission 10 o'clock meeting on May 19th, 2026. At this time, please silence all electronic devices. Please rise for the invocation and pledge of allegiance.
Good morning. Let's pray. Father, we've gathered again for another important meeting. The work of the county is unending, Lord, and so we just appreciate the dedication and the service of our county leaders and the ability to be able to come in and to discuss issues that might affect us, Lord. So we thank you for these opportunities. Today, I see we're recognizing Public Works Week and MedFleet, Lord. And we just thank you so much for the dedication, professionalism of all of those that work for both of these agencies. They seem to work in the background, don't get a lot of recognition, and yet today we just lift them up and ask a special blessing on all of them who are part of those organizations. So as we've gathered today, we lift up this time and ask that you give us open hearts and open minds to the discussions that are before us. Give us wisdom to make whatever decisions that need to be made. And I lift us all up in your name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
District 1, Commissioner Oakley.
Here.
District 2, Commissioner Waitman.
Present.
District 3, Commissioner Starkey.
Here.
District 4, Commissioner Yeager.
Here.
District 5, Chairman Mariano.
Here. Now's the time for public comment. Citizens are given an opportunity to comment on any current or future agenda item coming before the board and on any other business under the board's purview. Today's public comment will be handled as follows. First, we will take public comment from those who are here in person. Then we'll take public comment for those who are pre-registered online link and are currently on queue. We request that you address the board. Comments are not directed personally at a commissioner or a team member, but rather directed at the issues. This provides mutual respect between board members and the public. After stating a name and address for the clerk, a 3-minute timer will be activated and a green light will be shown to the podium. After 2 minutes, a yellow light will indicate you have 1 minute left. When your time is up, a red light will be displayed, 3 beeps will sound, and you should close your comments. Online participants will be disconnected automatically when their time is up. And I know we have a few people signed up, and I saw a few people signed up for a public hearing item that's going to be continued in the afternoon. If you want to make comments to it, that's fine. You have the right to do so, but I just don't want you to get too into it as it's going to be continued. If you want to make some comments on it, so be it. It's been a year that project's been going on, so you want to put some input, but don't get into too deep to it if you could. All right, who's first?
We have Cheryl Orchard.
Good morning, Commissioners. I have a few notes here that I'd like to go over. It's brief, but it's important. I live in Green Key. We have a lot of issues in Green Key, have for 20 years. We have noises all hours of the night, prowling, crimes, theft, hoarding, weapon, gunfire, machetes, construction debris to build, places to cover in the woods, couches, potty chairs, buckets, food waste, debris, creating environments, creating a health concern, loitering, profanity, health, safety, welfare of the community, creating diseases, as in hepatitis 20, that already has cost the county $250,000. Property owners, taxpayers are paying the price with their freedom, their health, their safety, and their welfare. This is like living in jail. Pleads for help in Green Key falling on deaf ears. Numerous emails, meetings continue to fail our community. We call for a sweep for a cleanup. Flashing signs warning the violators to clean up. That's like saying hide the drugs. Since the county has taken over the jails to save money, crime and fear for the residents to live in mental anguish. Posting trespassing doesn't deter anyone, creating the issues. They tied their hands of law enforcement, medical, EMTs, so cutting funding placed these offenders under arrest is like saying to Green Key, you're on your own. The West Side of 19 is an embarrassment to those that took an oath to serve the public to correct these issues in a timely manner. You've had the authority to do so. Florida statutes are not and have not been carried out, or the Sunshine Laws. Call for term limits. It's understandable. We need change, and we've needed it for 20 years, and nothing changes. It just gets worse. You can't even turn in a driveway. The city, I talked to them, that motel is supposed to come down. What started the mess in there is when they turned around and gave the churches come in and feed them. They throw their stuff on the ground. It's hurting our wildlife. It's hurting our waterways. It's unhealthy. It's disease. That needs to be controlled. The people are pleading. They're working so hard to restore their homes, but you got landlords in there, LLCs and different ones, that live in Newport Richey, that just collect the rent, and they don't care. Hoarding is killing the area. Now they're dragging old RVs in there. No license plates, no titles, cars without license plates. They brought in a big car hauler, parked it along Olsner with a big box truck, left it for 30 days, called the police several times. They came out. Finally, they made him move it. The guy lived 2 streets over. What did he do? He parked it in the street. Then next thing it is, they told him he couldn't have it there. He parked it on the lawn. This is what we're living like in there. It's terrible. It's a ghetto. It needs to be cleaned up. Thank you.
Ron Orchard?
Good morning. Question, Commissioners.
I'm sorry, Mr. Orchard, your name and address for the
I'm
record,
sorry,
please.
Ron Orchard, 6719 Manor Beach.
Thank you.
Are you proud to serve as commissioners in this county? I assume that the answer is yes. Okay. If so, why do we have so many areas in Pasco that are allowed to become blighted, run down, hazardous to the public? Okay. Many neighborhoods have become unsafe, unsightly, nuisances, and health hazards. Pasco County and the state of Florida already have codes and statutes in place to address many of these problems. Included in these Florida statutes are 163.335 and 823.01, and the Pasco Land Development Codes. As elected officials and overseers of the county, it is your duty and responsibility to ensure that these issues are addressed and fairly enforced. Okay? Our code and compliance officers need stronger backing and a greater authority to enforce these codes. They should not be misled or persuaded into taking a softer approach to many of the violators. Okay? Enforcement must be consistent to everyone. The property on one street is being cited, and the same issue of violation on the next street is not. It's not being enforced fairly. Okay? Code officers must actively pursue these violations and not just drive past them, to just ignoring them. Many residents are afraid to report issues in fear of retaliation, okay, which makes proactive enforcement even more important. Okay. Additional training may also be needed for code officers so they fully understand the codes and the tools and the statutes available to them. Some of them do not even realize that there are statutes out there that they can use. Okay? Pasco County will never escape the reputation of having been called Trashco County by people outside the county. Okay? We have to do things to change this. As a private citizen of Pasco County, why do I continuously have to raise these concerns? Okay? What are the elected officials for, and what are the county employees being paid for, if not to protect and improve the community? Thank you.
Ron, if you would, Cheryl too, Kathy Pearson, David Allen, would you talk with them about their issues that are out there? Thank you.
So the next person who signed up, I'm unable to properly read your signature. Or I think it's like Rowend Levi. It says cone, I'm sorry? Ronald, thank you, Levi, for cone violation. Thank you.
Ronald Levy, 1742 Kinsman Drive in Trinity. I would like to bring to your attention what I think is, I'm president of the HOA, an injustice that is being put on HOAs. For 15 years, I've been president. We were always told that the wetlands should not be touched by swift mud. About a year ago, evidently unbeknownst to me, Pasco County passed an ordinance that we would be responsible for the invasive species that are in the wetlands. That is a big undertaking. We're talking about a lot of money that the county wants the HOAs to be responsible for. I have talked to an environmental scientist, Kim Diamond at Swiftmud. She told us they do not have any regulations for us to be responsible to take care of that problem. That is just the county that has passed that problem on to us. I think that's a big undertaking. HOAs cannot have the money or resources to go into all these woods to try and take care of this problem. I'm not saying it's not a problem. All I'm saying is it never has been a problem. And I know everybody's concerned about the environment. One of the things they say is a queen's palm is an invasive species. Home Depot, Lowe's, they all sell them. Why aren't we stopping them from selling these things? I think that county has to look at this. We've got a violation. It's got to be answered by the end of the month. I'd like some sort of recourse from the board to let us know what we should do, who we should find. The code enforcement officer that we have talked to has said this is the first violation that he's personally written. He doesn't know of any others that have been written. So we're the test case. Now, HOAs cannot financially do this. We're talking about bringing big equipment into woods. Companies are just going to get rich, and the HOAs are going to go broke. I just asked for somebody to get back to us to tell us what to do. Thank you very much.
And Ron, if you would, Branford's right there. Talk with Branford, talk with David Allen, and maybe we'll put a plan together how to get this work done.
And,
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I talked
Mr.
to
Starkey.
I talked to Keith Wiley about this morning, and he is here because it's really his department kind of oversees that. Is Keith here?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. Keith said he was going to be here too, but I talked to Keith, so,
He's on his way.
okay.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
Skip Geiger.
Good morning, Commissioners. Excuse me. My name is Skip Geiger, and I live at 5017 Dory Drive in Gulf Harbors. I've been a resident of Pasco County and the Gulf Harbors Florimar development for 34 years. During that period, I volunteered my time working for both the county and the Gulf Harbors community. For the last 11 years, I focused my energies with a group of community representatives to find a way to obtain the defunct golf course for the community's private use without the inherent liability to the community owners. With your help and the county staff, we have successfully completed the first goal. It's time to take the next step of financing the planning and improvement to the property to make it a true jewel for the community. Obviously, our community was first envisioned in the 1950s, permitted and dredged in the 60s, with building begun in the 70s and 80s. Designs for Florida communities during those periods had little green space in the designs. 2 mile straight, narrow roads from Highway 19 all the way to the Gulf of America. No sidewalks for adults, children, and pets to walk or ride on. This park will give us the green space and the value of the community, as well as ensure the safety of our residents. By taxing only the affected residents, incorporating funds provided by the Gulf Harbors Neighborhood Park Organization, which is a state of Florida nonprofit, and utilizing approved county resources, we've been able to clear up the property, fence certain areas, manage a mowing program, remove the invasive species, repave a badly damaged parking lot, restore electric power to the property, and install a stormwater system to manage the rainwater. And on top of that, we've started installing park benches and picnic tables. Today, we are asking you, commissioners, to take the next step by unanimously consenting to a loan to the homeowners so that we can proceed with the design, planning, and building of the amenities that the community has requested. This loan will not increase the burden borne by the homeowners, but will expedite completion of the needed resources. And we'd like you to approve it today. Thank you.
Next up, we have Mitch Kobernick.
Thank you. Good morning. Mitch Kobernick, 5001 South Shore. I'm also the current Public Relations Director of the Gulf Harbor Civic Association. I'm here to talk about the RV and boat ordinance that's pending. First, I would like to say that in the memorandum, or the preamble to the memorandum for the ordinance, it states that meetings were already held on April 2nd and June 2nd to discuss this. And as we sit here today, I think probably the June 2nd meeting was very sparsely attended since it occurred next month. But now into the issues that I want to bring up. The main thrust of this proposed ordinance is to allow parking of boats on driveways. Unlimited parking of boats on driveways. The ordinance also deals with parking of recreational vehicles on driveways, but they're limited. They have certain conditions and restrictions on them. But the boat parking is unlimited, and I dare say there are a lot of boats that are probably bigger than some RVs. So having unlimited boat parking on driveways is going to have a very detrimental effect, especially in our community and other boating communities where it could end up looking like a boat storage lot after some time when people just start parking their boats on their driveways instead of taking them to private lots. And that's going to happen if you allow boat parking. The other issue that I have is in the verbiage of the ordinance itself. Now, I was only able to obtain this ordinance recently because I needed to see the final draft to see what the verbiage was, and that verbiage was only available just before this meeting. Now, in the verbiage, they talk about recreational vehicles. The current ordinance defines recreational vehicles in the Land Development Code as also including trailers of all sorts. This new ordinance eliminates that recreational vehicle definition, takes that term out, and puts a new term in called recreational land vehicles. That term is now defined differently from the original ordinance, and that term does not reference trailers anymore. So what this means is that there is no longer if this ordinance passes, there is no longer a prohibition against parking trailers on your property. So if you have a utility trailer, a landscaping trailer, a box trailer, if this ordinance passes, you will be allowed to park that trailer on your front lawn indefinitely. There's no restriction on it, as there was in the previous ordinance by way of the definition of recreational vehicles. That may have been an unintended consequence of the verbiage. I cannot believe that that was intentional, to allow people to park trailers indefinitely on their front lawns. That's the effect of this ordinance. I hope it was a mistake, and I hope you go back and either scrap this ordinance together or reword it so that it softens some of those detrimental issues to the neighborhoods. There's only one way to describe a neighborhood that allows all of this: trashy. Don't make Pasco County trashy.
Thank you. Alan Rose is next.
Good morning, Commissioners. Alan Rose, 10221 Hilltop Drive, Newport Richey. I have some papers for the public record, please.
Move to receive and file. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 And yes, this is P33 and 38, and I know that's being continued, but I wanted to make sure that the commissioners have information and insights that we have as a community. We've been bringing this forward for 2 years. We won initially when we went up in front of the Planning Commission, had a 5-0 vote, but somewhere along the line, it was overridden, and that's just a recommendation. Well, I wanted to bring forward some insights from the community so that you can see this when it comes before you. The flooding, you will see, this is a flooding in this property, and it's going to be very detrimental to Golden Acres. Then there's other issues that are in this. It goes from the traffic, the immense traffic that this is going to bring into our community. That we're already a Little Road bypass is going to definitely negatively impact the community. I've also included the flooding, which you'll see the pictures of. The riparian flow. These designers will have storm retention ponds. Their design is for pollution and storm surge. It is not designed to control the flooding and the riparian flow. And this is what you're seeing here, and it will definitely be a negative impact on the community. So also included here, the 30 homesteads that are abutting this property. They're all valued at $400,000 to over $1 million. And would you want something like what they're bringing forward in your backyard if you have a house worth $1 million? I don't think so. And then this is the petition we fought since the beginning, and I've continued to get representatives in the community all signing up. And you'll see pages and pages and pages of signatures. And I have more that I have not included on this. We as a community strongly object to this, and I wanted to make sure that you had the full picture. When this comes before you, this is definitely a negative impact on the community, and we do not have anything. From where we are in Golden Acres north to 52, there's no high-density commercial, and this guy gets around it by calling it an MSBU or whatever it is he's calling it. The commercial input in there is you're going to have 32,000 square foot of commercial. That's going to be a high impact in our neighborhood. And no one around this community, everyone's over an acre, and we have space. What he wants to put in behind all 30 of our neighbors is just not appropriate for the neighborhood. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Next up, I have Robert Jarrell. Sorry.
Hi, Robert Jarrell, 9231 Jasmine Boulevard, Newport Richey. Same thing, guys, Golden Acres. I'm the guy my property's right next to it. You guys look at this picture that he gave you. That's part of my property on the other side. This is where my donkey's pasture is. This is from July to this year. Guys, it went to December. I have video I can show you in late October where the water actually came all the way to the property line where they want to build this. It's not even built yet. Now, this is my neighbor's kids in boats on this. This is not there. It's considered a dry lake bed by Swift Mud. It's a delineation line. We cannot build on it. We can't do anything. My property is not that much higher than this. If they build there, I have talked to engineers, I've talked to SwiftMud, I've talked to everybody. My house is gonna flood, guys. Besides my donkey's barn, everything else, the horses, everything. I just implore you, please look at this seriously and try and take it from the people that live on this property line, guys. The guy that owns the property is so disingenuous. For over 2 years, I have been trying to contact him. He sat in here, on the record, I've said at this podium that he will not put a fence up around his property, and they've turned it into a motorsports park. So just to give you guys an example, 2 years ago, we were Girl Scouts, we had a Girl Scout Friendsgiving dinner outside, 2 hours. I can play the video for you guys. It's insane. He's so disingenuous. The other thing is that property has an FWC permit on it for protected gopher tortoises. They're either dead, we've seen dead turtles everywhere, they run them over, or they've migrated now. I have one buried underneath my house that's underneath my foundation of my house. They're moving out of there to me. This is, a lot of you, a couple of you were here for 2013-14 when I stood in front of you guys promoting a commercial horse barn that wanted to go there. It never happened. Why can't we either put houses there that belong there from the neighborhood, or a horse park or an equestrian park or something that belongs there, not something high density where I'm gonna have 100 cars 75 yards from my house. I mean, I have 6 acres. Because my property, my houses are built on the back of it, it's gonna be close. I implore you guys, please. I've lived in Pasco County since 74. I've gone to elementary school, high school, college here, everything. I've been to this house since 2007. I paid $675,000 for this house in 2007. In fact, the gentleman right there helped me move in. It's just arbitrarily, he's here. Correct? I mean, please, I'm begging you guys, take a serious look at this. Let's turn it into something that works there. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Oh, can I put these on the record, or?
Move to receive and file.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thanks, I'm sorry.
Thank you. Next up is Deb Johnson.
Good morning. Deb Johnson, 5116 Galleon Court in Gulf Harbors. First, I want to thank each one of you for your public service. It is appreciated. Next, I want to ask you each a question. Would you pay a mortgage and not utilize the home? Would you make a car payment and not drive the car? No, that would be ludicrous. Well, that's what 1,845 homeowners in Gulf Harbors have been doing the past 3 years. Paying our $100 a year for our neighborhood park that we really can't use because it's not accessible or not developed yet. So I'm urging you to vote for the 10-year loan repayment plan that will develop our neighborhood park so that the residents of the 1,845 homes paying the $100 MSBU can use what they are paying for. There are no sidewalks in Gulf Harbors, which makes it very dangerous to walk and bike in our very busy neighborhood. A paved trail through the neighborhood park would get residents off the streets and into the park to do their walking and biking exercise in a safe environment. When I moved here 10 years ago, there were more retired residents than working residents and only a handful of children. That has changed. Now more young families are buying and building homes in Gulf Harbors. These children use our streets for riding their scooters, bikes, and skateboards. We did have a car-scooter accident on my street a few years ago. Fortunately, the young man survived. Now, with our parking lot already paved, children are using it, which is great to get them off of our busy streets. But a paved path is really what is needed. It really would benefit all ages. Then there is the need for a dog park, because our yards are so small, there's really no area for them to run. Voting yes on the extending the loan would help with that too. Then we have no parking on our streets because they're narrow. It challenges to host gatherings at our homes. A simple shelter with bathrooms and picnic tables would provide a place for residents to host gatherings with a parking lot without compromising fire and rescue getting through on our streets. So again, I encourage you to vote yes on the loan to fund the development of our neighborhood park for the benefit and safety of our residents of all ages. So in conclusion, I would appreciate not continuing to pay for something I can't utilize. Please vote yes to R32, extending the loan to develop our park and make it accessible to all of our residents, young and old, as well as our pets, so all have a safe environment to exercise and play in. And I also have two other residents' speeches that couldn't be here today because of travel and work that I would like to submit, if that's okay.
Move to receive and file.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. The next person signed up is Arthur Haydyke.
That's the letter. Okay.
Hello. I'm reading, my name is Arthur Haneke, and I reside at 4421 Florimar Terrace, Gulf Harbors. Sorry I could not be here personally to attend today's meeting.
Sir, we need your name and address for the record, though.
Roger Parker, 5031 Porpoise Place, Newport Richey, Florida.
Thank you.
I am chairman of the Gulf Harbors Neighborhood Park Advisory Board, and I personally been working to convert the old Gulf Harbors Golf Course into a neighborhood park in 2013 when I was president of the Gulf Harbors Civic Association. After many trials and tribulations and working closely with the county's ELAM program, we have preserved the 50-acre parcel for the neighborhood park. And this park will eventually be prized community asset. But today, our 50 acres are a diamond in the rough and need large amounts of TLC and money to make it viable to to make it a viable community park. Since we are a private community park, we do not draw Pasco County dollars for park improvements. We have an MSBU providing for mortgage payments and basic maintenance funding, and we have set up a 501(c)(3) not-profit to assist in making park improvements and creating park events. But they do not have the ability to create a park master plan, $200,000, pave a 1.5 mile trail, $250,000, or build bathrooms, pavilions, and for many more thousands. This is why the Park Board is requesting the county commissioners to approve extending the county loan from 5 to 10 years and increasing the loan amount to $1 million from its initial $600,000. After paying the existing loan balance, this would net approximately $800,000 for immediate park improvements. It would also prevent raising the annual MSBU for property owners presently at $100,000. Our Park Advisory Board has unanimously approved this transaction as advantageous for the community, and is a community vote. The majority of the responders also thought it would be good for the Gulf Harbors community. This will allow immediate park improvements without additional out-of-pocket expense to property owners. I'm 81 years old, have been working on this for 13 years, and I'd love to see the fruits of our labor while I can still enjoy it. Please approve this proposal. Thank you.
One correction, he said 100,000, but he meant $100.
$100, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is that all for public comment? That's here?
Mr. Chair, that is all I
Signed up?
have signed up, and there's no one on WebEx.
Okay. All right, so we're going to move to resolutions.
Yeah.
Anyone here from the public would like to come forward and speak to add anything else to the board? Please come forward. Anyone else, please get behind this gentleman, otherwise we'll close public comment after this gentleman. Thank you.
Yes, I'm Matt Abbott, 10923 Lakeview Drive. I have the cattle company in the backside of Golden Acres. I'm here on the behalf of Robert Durrell. When I was in third grade, I actually helped move into his property. I remember being in waist deep of water, trying to put the fence up for his donkeys and stuff like that. The covenants for Golden Acres is 1 house per acre. Lisa Yeager, Steph Whiteman, nice to see you guys. Thank you for what you're doing, but please don't allow this to go on in Golden Acres. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so now we're going to close public comments. We're going to go to resolutions. If the board doesn't mind, RS4 is one for National Public Works Week, and we got a whole team that's here. I don't want to delay them from getting out to their work, so if you don't mind, we'll bring them up forward. Okay, so Public Works, we're going to hear RS4. Please come forward.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, these guys are so productive, we can't have them sitting around.
In the coolest part of the day.
Yeah. True. Yeah.
Wow.
Did we leave anybody out?
No one's at work this morning, huh?
Where's Barrett? Where's Barrett?
All right.
Is Barrett in your department?
He's here. Yeah, Barrett's here.
Commissioner wants Barrett.
Where's my trees?
Stay hidden, Barrett.
I meant to call you yesterday.
Okay, I will go ahead and read the resolution. Resolution number 26-232, a resolution by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, declaring the week of May 17th through the 23rd, 2026 as National Public Works Week in Pasco County. Whereas public works professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are of vital importance to sustainable and resilient communities and to the public health, quality of life, and well-being of the citizens of Pasco County. And whereas these infrastructures and services could not be provided without the dedicated efforts of Pasco County's public work professionals, who are engineers, managers, and employees responsible for rehabilitating, improving, maintaining, and protecting Pasco County's transportation network, public buildings, and stormwater infrastructure that are essential for Pasco County's citizens. And whereas it is in the public interest for civic leaders, residents, and children of Pasco County to gain knowledge of and to maintain progressive interest and understanding of the importance of public works and public works program in their respective communities. And whereas efficiency of the qualified, dedicated, and talented employees who staff public works is materially influenced by their can-do attitude and an understanding of the importance of the work they perform. And whereas National Public Works Week became an educational campaign in 1960, and 2026 marks the 66th annual National Public Works Week sponsored by the American Public Works Association. And whereas the 2026 National Public Works Week theme is Rooted in Service, Powered by Community, which acknowledges that the roots of service run deep in public works and recognizes the substantial contributions public work professionals make to protect our national health, safety, and quality of life. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, that said board hereby declares the week of May 17th through 23rd, 2026 as National Public Works Week in Pasco County and encourages all citizens to support public works activities this week and throughout the year. Done and resolved in regular session with a quorum present and voting this 19th day of May, 2026.
Move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. I'd like to say that, this morning on the radio, talking about things we're going to talk about, I was very proud to say the recognition Public Works was going to get today. Didn't know we had this many people coming forward, but I'm glad you're all here to hear it. Yesterday we had a meeting with a stormwater project, a septic to sewer project, combining together with Sea Pines. We had experts from the stormwater side. We had people from the septic to sewer side working together to try to bring the project, which so many things need to happen together. And Branford, when you brought it up years ago, we don't want to do a road project unless we're going to look at the stormwater to go with it. So between the stormwater, sidewalk projects, coordinate everything. I think the way we're running things now is absolutely phenomenal. And what you guys do out there day in and day out, You've made my life so much easier from 2004, when we had those 4 hurricanes, all the storms we've had in the years between. I used to have a loop that would take me like 8 hours to go from the top of the county down to the end of my district. Now, hours time, it's done. It's more like just checking things over to get things done. So the great work you've done, I know rebounds are all over the county, but I'm going to say the great work you're doing is making this county better and better and better. And I want to thank you for all your work. Jason?
Thank you, Jason Mickle, Public Works Director. I appreciate it. Mr. Chairman, I was looking out for the team, getting them up here so they can get back out to work. I'm sure they're anxious to get out there and get back to what they do very well. I just want to thank the board individually. Each of you have supported us in many different ways. It's not just funding support. We have multiple dedicated funding sources for our core mission in Public Works. And that's taking care of the infrastructure within our right-of-way, right, and the roads. We've done a lot of great things with our roads this year, but also our stormwater, as the chairman mentioned, our stormwater infrastructure, building projects that alleviate flooding, and then maintaining those. That's the core of what we do. And these men and women here behind me, they're excellent at doing that. I think I'm proud to be part of this team. I'm proud to work for this board and this leadership team. The great things that you do to support us just help our mission. The Rooted in Service, Powered by Community. These are all folks that live in the community. They all live here. They all care about their community. They care about the work that they do, and it supports our thriving communities. When we have well-maintained roads, when we're not flooding, people want to come here for those things. If we weren't doing that, that would just be an impediment to having people want to come to this county. So we greatly appreciate the support that you give us so we can contribute to that thriving community. I know Mike's probably ready to give me the hook. So I just want to say, I want to give you one cool little anecdote. And then I'll turn it over to Brantford or Mike if they want to say anything. I try to meet with the team as much as I can. They're busy, so I don't want to take their time too much, but I try to sit down with them just to hear some of the stuff that's going out in the field. I met with the leadership team, and Mr. Jason Pope right here, he's not going to speak. He doesn't want to. But I want to tell you something a quick conversation that I had with him. Any great team, whether you're executing, whether you're not, you're still going to go through ups and downs. And some of the things I was talking to Jason about were how do we improve the culture within our field teams? And I just posed that question to him to see, as a leader, as a longtime county employee, what did he think? And he paused and he looked around my office, because he's sitting in my office and he's looking around the office, right? And he's like, "Where's the core values? How come you don't have the core values hanging on the wall?" And I thought to myself, well, wow, that's a great idea. Start with the core values. And if you don't know, they're on the back of your badge, right? Now they're on our badge, right? So no one should forget them. They're right there. And I thought that was a great idea just to start. Foundation, right? How do you set the foundation for your team? Start with the core values. That's what we all believe in. So I want to thank you, Jason. It was a great idea. And with that said, I'll shut up and I'll turn it over to Mike or Brantford. Anything to say?
I think I'll just weigh in and say thank you, Jason, to you and the team. Your leadership has been phenomenal. Brantford, your leadership as well, both as a former director of Public Works and now as the assistant county administrator. The transformation of this department, I've witnessed it both from the private sector to now, has been nothing short of phenomenal. You guys are the backbone of everything that we do, and it's always been there. But you approach the job with humility. You approach it with an attitude of getting stuff done, and that's exactly what you guys do day in and day out. You're the silent service that keeps the backbone of our infrastructure functioning, and I can't thank you enough for everything that you do.
And just so everybody knows, the way we do resolutions now, the person who does the sponsoring, which I'm delighted to be the sponsor, does the talking. You've got 4 other commissioners here that are just probably bitten to get to that mic, but we have a lot of other things to do. So that's how we do it now, but just so this whole board supports the great work you do. So thank you all. And I'll come down for the picture.
Yep, too many for all of us.
We'll figure it out, Jason. You brought them all.
All right, we'll let the photographer handle it.
Can they line up behind you? Is that okay? So we get like half of you to line up back behind the desk, please, and then the other half in front. If you're taller, be in the back, you know who you are.
So I cut my cinnamon roll up 4 pieces. 1 quarter. Although I cut the bottom off. Today was my last one.
This would be fun.
All right. Hardly.
Oh, yeah. Don't try this at home, kids.
All right.
25, 30, no, 30.
All right, we're gonna have to get in real tight like we like each other, guys.
Right.
Please and thank you.
We can take some more tall people back here.
Yep, keep going. Or like file into like the middle.
Or come back here.
I see two very tall people that can be back.
They're gonna catch me if I fall, so we're good. All right, make sure you can see me.
3.
Everybody's good? Everybody in this room can see me. Okay, ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, everyone. Good job.
I want to be here. Still in the way.
It's not mine, 'cause that's
Everybody knows the rules.
Yeah, mine's a high one. Okay, well, I don't, not a low one. I'll take the crappy one.
So just for the record, for everybody watching, that was the biggest crowd we've ever had, I think, even outdoing the firefighters.
No. Oh, Lord. Did you fall? No, Mike did. Oh,
Now we'll go to RS1,
they're comfortable, but.
All right.
Lottie Kelly.
Lottie Kelly. And whoever's here with Lottie Kelly, please step up to the podium.
Another person I've known forever.
Oh, she's wearing green.
I will go ahead and I'll read the resolution.
Thank you.
Resolution number 26-229, a resolution by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, recognizing Lottie Kelly for her commitment to keep Pasco beautiful and her dedication to Pasco County. Whereas since 1995, Lottie Kelly has sat on the Board of Directors for Keep Pasco Beautiful Incorporated, an environmental nonprofit whose mission is to improve Pasco County by engaging the community in sustainable efforts to reduce litter, promote waste reduction, and encourage beautification. She has served as president for 6 terms, vice president for 3 terms, and secretary for 4 terms. And whereas Mrs. Kelly spearheaded the Shady Hills Gateway project that started in 2002 as a collaboration of various organizations, including Keep Pasco Beautiful and the Florida Cooperative Extension Service. Volunteers were able to plant 14,000 square feet of land with over 700 native flowers, trees, and shrubs. In 2008, Pasco County received first place in the transportation category of the Landscape Awards program from the Florida Native Plant Society for the Gateway Project. And whereas in 2010, Mrs. Kelly became chair of the Pasco Earth Day event. At that time, there were only 12 vendors and approximately 300 people in attendance. This event has grown immensely through her dedication, with activities now including ladybug release, native plant sale, and workshops which have composting and rain barrels. In 2026, there were 25 vendors and 1,000 people in attendance. And whereas Ms. Kelly's contributions to Keep Pasco Beautiful are insurmountable. Prior to paid staff, she assumed the many duties of executive director. Mrs. Kelly spearheaded efforts to create a staff position for the organization, which became successful in 2014 when the Pasco County Commissioners approved and funded the Keep Pasco Beautiful coordinator position. And whereas in 2014, Mrs. Kelly applied for the Florida Department of Transportation grant, which Keep Pasco Beautiful was awarded and has continued to receive every year. And whereas Ms. Lottie Kelly has participated in the annual Great American Cleanup and Keep Pasco Beautiful Cleanup for more than 3 decades, volunteering hundreds of hours to remove trash to protect our environment. Most recently, she helped form the Shady Hills Sunday Cleanup Group that picks up litter weekly along the roads in the community. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, that said board hereby honors Lottie Kelly for her years of dedication to keep Pasco beautiful and her passion for increasing awareness for environmental initiatives in Pasco County. Done and resolved in regular session with a quorum present and voting this 19th day of May, 2026.
Move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Commissioner Whitman.
Wow. Thank Kevin for this.
Thank you.
No, it's our honor to have you here today, Miss Kelly. Reading through the list of organization and projects you've been a part of for 30 years is absolutely amazing. But more amazing than that is putting up with the sweet, sweet smell of solid waste for that period of time. And
Yes.
some people's trash is other people's treasure. We know that, right? So, Ms. Kelly, on top of all your duties at Covanta, and I'm going to read this list, aside from Keep Pasco Beautiful, you know, the hundreds of hours there, but all the hours also volunteering for the, you know, aside from Tampa Bay Beautiful, or Keep Pasco Beautiful, the Great American Cleanup, Keep Pasco Beautiful, the Regional Envirothon on the Planning Committee, Arbor Day, which we saw you out there, you know, at Cruise Lake Park. Amazing turnout, not just for the trees, but the little festival that was set up, and the solid waste team for shredding and just taking what people don't need and helping folks clean their yards up. Supporting the One Community Now Clay Shoot, the Newport Richey Wild Game Dinner, World Oceans Day, Pasco County Earth Day events in Dade City, and for our libraries, our Gardening 365 Festival and Plant Sale, working with IFAS, the One Community Now Pack the Park event, Pasco County's recycling and beefing up our recycling program to keep waste out of the stream, supporting Marjorie's Hope, supporting Mary Giella Elementary School in multiple ways, supporting River Ridge High School with many programs. You've gone above and beyond to service, not just for Covanta, but for our county. And your dedication and support to the place that we all call home and love so dearly is just absolutely a beautiful thing. And it's our honor to have you here today, and we can't thank you enough for the countless hours over 30-plus years and your dedicated service outside of work. We're just incredibly grateful, and I see here that Kevin has worked with you for over 20 years, and so I'm sure he has a few stories to tell. But the floor is yours, ma'am. Thank you.
Well, I wouldn't be able to be this successful if I didn't have the great support network that I have, Kevin being one of them for many, many years. And nobody ever told me no, and nobody ever told me it wasn't a good idea. So I just always moved forward and did what I thought was right. And we've had a great success, and I have the great people standing behind me to thank for making me so successful and always being there and, you know, hey, let's do this, hey, let's do that, you know, and then everybody always shows up. So it's a great organization, it's a great group. I
Well-
have great bosses, I have great support, you know, ReWorld just supports everything I do, so I appreciate it all.
Well, you make ReWorld look really, really, really good, and I don't know what they'll do without you, should you retire, or what we would do without you, should you retire. We hope-
59 days.
Hope you stay.
Is that why
Hey,
you're here?
congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, but I hope if you retire, you still stick around and help us, because I don't think any of these organizations and endeavors would be as successful without you at the helm.
Oh, I'll still be annoying everybody.
Good, good.
Yes.
Thank you. Kevin, or anybody else? Your team?
I just want to say my name's Kristen King. I'm the current president for Keep Pasco Beautiful. And I got involved with this organization as the coordinator thanks to Lottie's efforts in 2015, and was told that Lottie Kelly is the Uber volunteer. She knows everything. She does everything. She keeps the glue together. But she's so much more than that for Keep Pasco Beautiful. She's our heartbeat. And she champions things when nobody has the energy left, and is the memory of all the things we've done in the past and the keepsaker of things. So while she's retiring from ReWorld, we will hold on to her ankles and refuse for her to leave Keep Pasco Beautiful, because she's done so much for this community, and it just wouldn't be the same without her. So thank you, Lottie.
Right.
So I just want to say thanks to the Board of County Commissioners, because I've been both on the county side and on the private side, and without the support of you guys and even what solid waste has done, what recycling has done, Lottie wouldn't be as involved if we didn't have the support from you guys as well. So thanks to Lottie for her 30 years, and thank you guys for supporting us.
And your name for the record, please?
Oh, sorry. Alicia Hacker, and I'm currently the treasurer for Keep Pasco Beautiful.
Thank you.
Good morning, Kevin Pliska, Solid Waste Director. Yes, I've worked with Lottie for over 20 years, and her passion is genuine. I think her guiding beacon is perfect. She's got a great family. What matters most are the big things, right? People, the environment, and she always keeps that in mind. And one thing that didn't come out, and it's a very important part, is Lottie has been very, I'll just say, she's eager to get sponsorships. And without that, these programs are difficult to run. And Lottie has done a tremendous job doing that. She is very hard to say no to, let me tell you firsthand. So anyway, thank you, Lottie.
Thank you.
Yes, Keep Pasco Beautiful. Thank you all for sharing her with us and coming here and allowing us to support you and support Lottie. And so we'll come down and take a picture.
Do you want us to stay up here?
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of people.
Oh, sorry.
You could go to the side a little bit. I got Seth and him in front of me. This is like ridiculous.
We'll see the top of your head. Jen, can you see me? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right, ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you.
Are they over there?
Oh, they bring them.
Okay.
You know, Mike Carbell, it's times like this we need to elevate this platform a little higher.
Yeah.
Noted. All right, RS2.
All right,
National
if
Safe
you were-
Boating Week.
Okay. National Safe Boating Week, if you're here for that, please step up to the podium. Okay. All right, I will go ahead and read the resolution.
Thank you.
Resolution number 26-230, a resolution by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, declaring the week of May 16th through 22nd, 2026 as National Safe Boating Week in Pasco County. Whereas the National Safe Boating Council, NSBC, was organized in September of 1958 under the name National Safe Boating Committee. And whereas the goal of the National Safe Boating Council is to improve boater behavior through education, awareness, and training to make recreational boating a safe and enjoyable experience by reducing boating accidents. And whereas National Safe Boating Week is observed to bring attention to important life-saving tips for recreational boaters so that they can have a safer, more fun experience out on the water throughout the year. And whereas through basic boating safety procedures, carrying life-saving emergency distress and communication equipment, wearing life jackets, attending safe boating courses, participating in free boat safety checks, and staying sober when navigating, we can help ensure boaters stay safe throughout the season. And on average, 650 people die each year in boating-related accidents in the United States, with most of these accidents caused by human error or poor judgment and not by the boat, equipment, or environmental factors. And whereas in accordance with the Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission requirements and the mission of the United States Coast Guard, classes are offered monthly by Hudson Flotilla 11-7. United States Coast Guard Auxiliary. And whereas the Hudson Flotilla 11-7 United States Coast Guard Auxiliary teaches boating safety classes, performs vessel safety checks, and works in the community for boater safety. And whereas boaters are encouraged to be conscientious and deliberate in making choices that will ensure a safe boating experience for all boaters enjoying the waterways of our community. Now therefore, be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, that said board hereby recognizes the importance of safe boating and declares May 16th through the 22nd, 2026 as National Safe Boating Week in Pasco County. Done and resolved in regular session with a quorum present and voting this 19th day of May 2026.
Move to approve? Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Commissioner Starkey.
I am very happy to be sponsoring this one I'm just trying to think. I've come from a long family of boaters, and so I've been on the water my whole life, and I know how important this is. I have helped rescue people who had to be pulled out of the water because other people were doing unsafe boating practices, usually with their wake. I saw a whole boatload of tourists get capsized from a big boat who was going where they shouldn't have been and thrown out a big wake, and the boat went right under. It was awful. And I understand just this week, someone ran into one of our channel markers at Gulf Harbors and Channel 4. And so, also, we have the husband of one of our regular land use attorneys who had a wake, pushed them onto the rocks in our Gulf Harbor channel, and they spent like 21 hours on their boat because they couldn't get off till the next big high tide. So thank you for what you do. It's important for our community to be able to boat safely, and we'd love to hear you speak.
Well, I apologize for not having more backup here. I kind of feel outclassed with the two previous groups, but I do the best I
But you
can.
have the best uniform.
We're small, but we're mighty. We do try to support the Coast Guard. Our primary mission is as a force multiplier for the Coast Guard, for the U.S. Coast Guard, and this is Coast Guard world. We understand that from the state of Florida, anywhere around Florida, you're going to see Coast Guard boats. But our primary job, as you said, is boating safety. And we do teach classes, we do vessel inspections, we do safety checks, we talk to the kids in the schools. We've been around trying to do this since about 1939.
Wow.
So there's over 2 million boaters registered in the state of Florida. And, you know, and a lot of them come from places that are not used to our type of water, our type of weather conditions and situations. So what we can do to make their life better and in turn make your life better on the water, that's what we're trying to do, and that's what we put our effort into. We are all volunteer, we don't make a dime on this thing, and we put a lot of time and effort into doing it.
Well, we're very grateful. I do have a question for you.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
just kind of brought it up, and my staff was looking into it this morning. Do you know what the rules are on registration for a boat? Is there a size
Mr.
limit?
Goldstein has emailed you that answer.
What?
Oh, I didn't know I asked him.
They
Maybe
do,
my
need to-
staff
they
asked
do
him.
need to be registered, and so there's a few exceptions that if they're only used on private lakes, they don't have to be registered.
Okay.
Right, but if they're on public water, they have to be registered, and it's anything over 16 feet.
Over 16 feet.
We will register smaller boats, like canoe. In fact, this past weekend, we were in Newport Richey at the ramp, and we had a fleet of kayaks come in, and it was kind of interesting to do vessel safety checks on the kayaks. Because they're as much the people as they are the equipment, but that's the rule. It has to be registered. If it's on public water, it has to be registered.
Okay, thank you so much. All
I'm
right,
sorry,
I think
for the record, could you please state your name?
Stephen Sumner.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, let's go down and take a photo.
You get to be front and center.
Oh, wow.
VIP. Thank you very much.
Should I take my hat off?
And
No,
she's a boat seller.
You
Okay.
You
Here
sell
you go.
I do. How
And
did you know
here,
that?
here you go. Thank you very much.
Keep you on those.
Oh, yeah, it's in my office.
You get on that side.
Come on.
Okay. We'll
We're all
flank the
friends here.
boaters.
We're all friends here.
Come on in.
No way, Definitely.
All right, ladies and gents, right here. 1, 2, and 3. Perfect. Got it? Awesome.
Okay, thank you so much for all that you do.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you.
There's a great site to see very bad boating called the Hollover Inlet. If you go to YouTube. Whew.
Okay, RS3.
All right, if you're here for MedFleet LLC, please step up to the podium. Okay. I'll go ahead and I'll read the resolution. Resolution number 26-231, a resolution by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, honoring MedFleet LLC for their 33 years of service to Pasco County. Whereas MedFleet Incorporated was first established in May 1993 by the Williams family, who operated a single vehicle out of their station in Zephyr Hills. In 2020, MedFleet Incorporated was acquired by Patient Care EMS Solution and changed their name to MedFleet LLC. And whereas MedFleet LLC is based in Hudson, Florida, and now has over 30 vehicles in their fleet and over 200 employees. And whereas since its inception in 1993, MedFleet has expanded their quality service into Citrus, Hernando, Hardy, Highlands, Osceola, Orange, Pasco, Polk, and Seminole counties. And whereas this dedicated local professionals providing compassionate and life-saving care, MedFleet LLC ensures every patient receives the respect and safety they deserve. And whereas in 2022, MedFleet LLC launched Patient Care Community Health to provide in-home services to reduce unnecessary trips to the emergency room. With this type of care, providers and insurers can be confident that their patients are getting the routine care they need after hospital stays, thereby reducing readmissions. And whereas MedFleet LLC maintains multiple contracts with the area's hospitals, nursing homes, fire departments, and other healthcare facilities with a mission to provide compassionate quality care and service built around the needs of the patients and communities they serve through effective partnerships. And whereas EMS system members daily work hard, especially in potentially fatal situations, dramatically improving the survival and recovery rate of those who experience sudden illness or injury. And whereas the Pasco County Board of County Commissioners encourages all citizens to recognize MedFleet LLC for the significant impact they have made and continues to make as a critical part of the emergency medical services system and their commitment to the counties they serve. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, that said board hereby honors MedFleet LLC for their 33 years of service in Pasco County, done and resolved in regular session with a quorum present and voting this 19th day of May, 2026.
Move approval.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Commissioner Yeager.
All right. Well, 33 years, wow. Well, thank you so much. And also, you know, not just for your dedication, your courage, your compassion in our community, but for your involvement. Like every single time there's an event, you're like, Commissioner, I want to be there. I want to help support. I want to do whatever I can to educate the community. I want to come out and help. And you just go above and beyond. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate that and how the community appreciates that. And that's not, you know, like you're there to answer every call, right? But you're also answering a call to help our county, which is so appreciated. And for those of you that don't know, like if I'm out in Moon Lake doing something, he's like, I saw you on Facebook, why didn't you call me? I mean, you really are amazing. So I can't thank you enough, and everything you do for our seniors, where you go into their home and help them avoid the doctor's office and all the care that you provide, it doesn't go unnoticed. So I'm very, very happy to present this resolution to you.
Thank you.
And would you like to say a few words?
Sure. So my name is Jeff Taylor. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for MedFleet. And I have the privilege of guiding, I'm happy to say that we're now over 70 vehicles and over 420 employees. We've grown significantly over the last couple of years, and that's that has been a testament to our core values to go out and do the absolute best we can. We are privileged to be in this county, to work with the healthcare systems, the fire department, and the others in this county that not only support from the political side, from the administrative side, but also from the healthcare side. We have fantastic relationships with those hospitals that are here, the fire chief and his staff, and we want to be, we need to be involved in the community. So I appreciate that, Commissioner. We try very hard to be a part of that. And I have the easy job. Our folks go out there and they work 24 hours a day, you know, in the heat and in the darkness and the rain, and they go to do the absolute best they can to take care of the patients that need help. Our job's patient care, people care, and that's what we try to do. So thank you very much for the recognition. Board, thank you for the recognition as well. We truly do appreciate. We will post this in our headquarters facility.
All right, well, we're going to come down and take a picture.
Great.
Thank you. Center. And then here's an extra I know, they're everywhere.
There you go. I like it. You guys have done this before. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. One more. And we're good. Thank you.
Thank you.
And the next resolution is the second anniversary of the Hispanic Star Tampa Hub. Ladies?
Hello.
Hi, good afternoon.
I'll go ahead and I'll read the resolution. Resolution number 26-233, a resolution by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, celebrating the second anniversary of the Hispanic, the second anniversary of the Hispanic Star Tampa Hub. Whereas the Hispanic Star Tampa Hub was established to empower, connect, and elevate the Hispanic community through leadership development, education, economic advancement, and civic engagement. And whereas during the past 2 years, the Hispanic Star Tampa Hub has become a driving force for positive change across the Tampa Bay region and with a strong and growing presence in Pasco County, fostering opportunities that strengthen individuals, families, and communities. And whereas through intentional programming, mentorship, workforce readiness initiatives, and community-centered events, the Hispanic Star Tampa Hub has directly impacted more than 600 individuals, expanding access to leadership development, professional growth, and community connection, supporting residents and emerging leaders throughout Pasco County. And whereas this collective impact reflects the dedication of volunteers, partners, community leaders, and advocates committed to advancing representation, equity, and opportunity for Hispanic community. And whereas the Hispanic Star Tampa Hub continues to serve as a platform for collaboration and empowerment, contributing to the economic vitality and social well-being of Pasco County and the greater Tampa Bay area. And whereas this milestone represents not only 2 years of service and impact, but a continued promise to inspire leadership, expand opportunity, and build a stronger, more inclusive future for generations to come. And whereas the Pasco County Board of County Commissioners proudly recognizes and celebrates the second anniversary of the Hispanic Star Tampa Hub, honoring its meaningful contributions, measurable community impact, and continued commitment to uplifting Hispanic families and leaders throughout Pasco County and beyond. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, that said board hereby celebrating the second anniversary of the Hispanic Star Tampa Hub, done and resolved in regular session with a quorum present and voting this 19th day of May 2026.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Well, congratulations on 2 years. You see, we got a lot of groups been here for a long time. So I was happy to do your resolution last year and happy that you're going forward. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about what you're doing to help the community and kind of get some awareness.
Of course. My name is Claudia Vasquez. I'm the founder and president of the Hispanic Star Tampa Hub, and I was also for 2 years part of the Commission of the Status of Woman for Pasco County. I'm a new resident to Pasco County, only 4 years, moving from New Jersey. And one of my goals when I started this organization here in Tampa was exactly to bring a platform and a narrative to change the perspective of the Hispanics across the United States. We, at a national level, contribute to $3.1 trillion in the economy. We in Pasco County have 20% of the population registered Hispanic. That means that 1 out of 5 people in Pasco County is Hispanic. In the schools, we have 28%. And children who are from Hispanic background need to be able to see role models like ourselves, putting the work out there, participating in the community, and having the opportunity to provide platforms where we have again, the opportunity to share our stories, be able to share how we were able to overcome obstacles, how we were able to reach university levels, and how we continue to impact the community, not only from an economic perspective, but also from an educational perspective. We started with, at my house, I live in Oakstead in Pasco County, and I hosted a breakfast. I invited 8 people. And that I handpicked because I knew they had the intent, the effort, the intention, and the willingness. And with 8 people, we started. We are now 165 members strong. We have received over $20,000 in scholarships or sponsorships to be able to create programs across different aspects. We have been able to invest time through volunteer activation. We have constantly participated with Feeding Tampa Bay and a few other things here in the Pasco community as well as in Tampa. And on May 29th, we will be having our 2-year celebration where we will be having 100 people join us. And we're very excited to be here because it only takes intention, it takes planning, but it's also about the execution and the involvement to be able to bring people together for one common goal. So here's my part of my board of directors. We all work full time, so we're very excited to be here and to have the opportunity to stand in front of all of you and receive this award or this proclamation.
Well, we're delighted to have you. I think we have room for all of us to get on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So you'll send it to me? Yeah, it'll be yeah. Yes. Okay, thank you.
No worries. Thank you.
Yes, that's great.
All right, team. I'm gonna take 2 different ones. Right here, 1, 2, 3. Perfect. My turn. 1, 2, 3. Done.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Okay, that shall do it for the resolutions. Now we'll go to the consent agenda. On it, I have 2 pulls. C20 to be pull and revise, and C30 for pull and discuss.
One more chair. C17.
C17, okay. Would that be just to pull and discuss?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Have a motion for the remainder of the consent
Move
agenda.
approval on all the other items. on
Second.
consent.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, we'll go to C17.
C17, just standard practice, $24 million contract, nothing more than that for fleet vehicles. So just based on the dollar amount, I pulled it, but with that, I move to approve.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And C20? Benos?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Panos Conces, Interim Transportation Engineering Director. This item was pulled to revise the responsible commission district it was shown as District 1. The correct district is number 4. So the revised agenda memo reflects the correct district. So we recommend approval of the agenda item as revised.
I have a comment. I'm very excited to see that sidewalks are going in for our kids, so thank you very much. Hopefully, we'll see a lot more of that.
We're working on it.
All right, move to approve.
Second.
Okay.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And Panis, if you would, hang on, I'm going to talk about my committee reports later on.
Okay.
Thanks. And item C30.
Commissioner Starkey?
I just want to thank the staff for working. We've been working on this a long time, but we're really happy to see some property being bought along the Anclote River. This is some property that surrounds Mr. Blackwell's home. And when John Gallagher was county administrator, he and I went looking along the Anclote River to find a place where our people could launch a kayak or canoe into the Anclote River. And we never really found a suitable place, like maybe at the bridge at Green Ranch Road. But I think Barrett and Keith were on our field trip, and we're just very glad that this is going through. It'll be a great benefit to the community. So with that, I recommend approval.
Yep, so same thing, just want to celebrate this item and really share how grateful we are to the landowner. We can't protect these properties from development, and as a practice, I always pull these items to just say thank you to the landowner. They're often the unsung heroes in providing the opportunity for us to acquire these properties, which they could probably sell for a lot more money on the open market. So it's really worth noting that this is a legacy for those folks who decide to sell their property for conservation. And so we're very proud and grateful for any property owners who do this. So very grateful for the Blackwells and their interest in preserving some beautiful places on the Anclote River. And so this is a good news story. So thank you, team, for Keith, for working through these, and it's good stuff.
Maybe this, we could actually name this for the family as well. It's very, very good to see this coming forward, so I agree. All right, so we have a motion, I have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, that does it for the consent agenda. And the one regular item is R32.
Good morning, Commissioners. Christina Cordon, Assistant Director, Parks, Recreation, and Natural Resources. Sweet, they're right behind me. So I'm here to present a general fund request for the Gulf Harbors Neighborhood Park. So if you look at the map, the red area, that's the neighborhood park, and then the boundary around it, that's the boundary of the MSBU. There is 1,845 units within this MSBU. So in 2022, an ordinance was adopted creating the Gulf Harbors MSBU. And in 2023, the initial assessment rate was set for the MSBU, which was $100 per assessment unit for the 1,845 units. That's been the assessment rate. That was to cover half the purchase price for the property, as well as maintenance costs and kind of just administrative costs, with an interest rate of 3.25 for a 5-year term. Since the assessment rate was set for $100, we've been receiving requests from the communities for some capital improvements, as you heard during public comment, dog parks, walking paths, improvements on the parking lot, things of that nature. And as those requests have come in, we've also realized that the price of, the cost of these items have continued to increase. So in August, this past August, we kind of had a workshop with the advisory committee to determine how do we move forward with the assessment rate and the request to add capital improvements for their property. And so we held a poll this past winter from November to January with the community and gave them several options on how we could kind of move forward. So some of the options were, I lost my paper. The 4 options were increase the assessment rate, modify the existing E-lamp term to basically extend it for 10 years. Option number 3, which is what the advisory committee ultimately decided, which was modify the existing E-lamp term and then request a general fund transfer. And then option 4 was kind of just to leave it alone and do nothing. So the advisory committee did receive that poll information, and they voted to move forward with keeping the assessment rate at $100 and then requesting a general fund transfer for the Harbors Park, which is the Gulf Harbors Neighborhood Park MSBU fund. That way they can expedite funding capital projects. As of right now, the way the assessment is set, they don't really have a lot of money in the bank that can kind of roll over so they can move forward with building capital improvements on the property. So here is the transfer official request. It would be to keep the assessment at $100, modify the existing 5-year term, and basically create a new 10-year term for them at $100. And so that would and request the general fund for $887,000. So that way they can start moving with building some of these improvements. Any questions?
Commissioner Starkey?
Yes, and thank you. We've been working on this very hard in our community. If you could put up a map of West Pasco, you would see that there are no parks anywhere near our community, and so this is so important for the residents to be able to walk their dog or their little ones, as you hear our neighborhoods getting younger and younger on their bikes. There's no sidewalks. There's no bike lanes. It's just very narrow roads, and then you're off the pavement. I myself have almost hit people twice. So this park is really important to the community. They're willing to pay for it. And if we kept going at the rate we're at, I think we just paid for our parking lot to be repaved, which was torn up by the trucks during the hurricane, if I may add. That's where they did their staging, but it was in bad shape. So, but without this, there's no way for us to put anything in our park. We don't own it, the county owns it, so we can't get a loan against it. It's just really the only way for our community to move forward. If this were being developed today, the developer would have been required to put in a park and some amenities for the community. But because this is an older neighborhood, we're very fortunate to have this MSBU set up, and we're willing to pay the interest and the fee to be able to get some amenities so the park can be used. So
I'd like to chime in on a couple of things, and I'm happy to see it coming forward, something that's been very important to the residents. Their interest rate they had before was 3.25, now it's going to 3.85. I mean, market rates could drop down again, depending. I'm comfortable with them keeping a 3.25 rate. It's a great benefit, and let them have more capital for later on. And I also think we should take a look at, as you just mentioned, Commissioner Starkey, when we had, if it can work, when we have hurricane damage from all those vehicles that were being parked there, it was a station, and it was an important station. I think if there's a way, staff should try to find a way to be able to pay for all that damage that was done for that parking lot. And if it can be with DR money or some other source, not come out of the general fund, and there's some way to get reimbursed for that, I think it's appropriate. And I think if we make mention of that now, we can do it, won't be supplanting.
we
I'll put
we
that in.
asked for CDBG DR money. I don't know what happened to it, but
Well, I know those things are
we have
coming up.
photos.
But yeah, I know that's coming up, but it's something I think it's important to get done. And if there's a way to make that happen, as far as supporting this, I'd like to see that get written in so it does show clearly that we did ask for it to be taken care of. County Attorney.
If you'll recall, back several storms ago, when we had road damage to county facilities, we tried to get that reimbursed by FEMA, and it was declined because the road, their opinion was the roads were in so bad, they hadn't been kept up, and so there was no way for us to demonstrate that the storm actually caused the damage.
That was an Irma.
I think gonna say, I think that's gonna sort of be the same argument you
But,
face.
but the residents didn't have to pay for the road to be fixed in front of their house.
That's true.
The county paid for it.
So, and again, I think there may be a different leverage situation with the DR funds compared to what we tried before with FEMA. I think if you go this way here, there may be opportunity. I think it's worth a look, and if we can get it.
I think we're talking about $17,000.
Yeah, it was closer to 35.
35?
Yeah.
I mean, that was every penny we had saved up, and that little bit of extra over 3 years of our
think
bill.
I'll
That
I'll
was
support this
all that
going.
was left.
So I'll support this going forward, but I'd like to see the rate at 3.25, and I'd like to see us try to get the funds included to get the reimbursement for that right away. Through the DR funds or whatever the source we can use, not the regular FEMA approach.
Thank you. Okay. If there's no more discussion, I'll make a motion.
Okay?
All right, move to approve P32.
With those noted conditions, I mentioned
those
3.25 rate, and
Yeah.
trying to get the funds reimbursed.
And I'll second it.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Approved.
Thank you.
Unanimously. Okay, now we're gonna move to committee reports. Commissioner Oakley.
Got there too early, didn't
I know, I have more photos on my phone. I'm gonna skip.
Gotta start off with me and get me out of the way, so that Starkey's gotta have a lot of extra time. She's been on a trip, so.
Well, I'm gonna punt some of them, and you'll see why in a second.
But the one item I had was the fact that for the topping out celebration in Wesley Chapel there, Friday, May 8th, for the Children's Hospital there. I think most of us were there. Were you there, Jack?
I wasn't able to make it.
Yeah, I didn't see you. Okay. But, yeah, it was very nice, very well attended. Citizens really hoping this comes, and when it gets ready and opened up, it's going to be a beautiful project for citizens of Pasco County. So it's a great thing that's coming into Pasco.
What was it?
Topping out a celebration for Hopkins
Oh, John
Children's
Hopkins,
Hospital. Yeah. Y'all were gone, so, yep. Rest of it's in. But that's all I have.
Okay. Before I go to Commissioner Waitman, we're not sure if, clerk's not sure if we heard the motion to be approved for, was it P32 or R32? So would you restate the motion for R32 just to be sure?
I move to approve R32 with the added changes that Commissioner Mariano mentioned about the parking lot.
And the rate.
And the interest rate.
And the interest rate, yeah.
All right.
Did I say?
Jaeger
Is there a
second.
second?
I second it.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Just for clarity, we don't even know what happened, but just make sure.
Thank you.
Commissioner Waitman.
All right, two things. We'll start with Tampa Bay Rays project. That'll be voted on Hillsborough County, wherever. So watch the governor's press conference over the weekend. While he said the state does not get involved in stadium deals, he did say that should the MOUs pass the city and the county, that he would mobilize and expedite DOT project funding for road infrastructure in that area. That concerned me because where's the money going to come from? I know there's projects around the airport, but we are online and in the hopper to have US 41 and 52 east to 52 done, and that desperately needs to happen. And also the
5441.
Yes, and secondly, the momentum and the regional support of State Road 54 and US 41 intersection improvements. And so hearing that, I think it's important that we ask staff to protect us and get with DOT and understand, should that MOU pass, where is the funding going to come from, and that it does not impact any of our state road funding and projects that we desperately need done here in this county.
Yep, very good.
So I'd bring that up for conversation or general support for that conversation for Carvalho to have.
I'd like to add that we're in support of the baseball team, and I love the location. It'll be so much easier for us to go down there and support our regional baseball team. So, let's be positive. But
Yeah, absolutely, and I'll be having some conversations with Secretary Hall to make sure that the interests in the work program does not suffer as a result of this. I mean, that's the concern.
Yeah.
We'll
We already had a delay of 6 months on 52. We
Mm-hmm.
cannot suffer another delay.
So, yes. So,
And if I could, I'll just add to it, and I think you're right. I mean, 52, they even got a section of 52 from Secretariat over, that's not even included.
Yeah.
And that makes
Yeah,
no sense
that's
at all.
the
So
delay.
we're hopeful that somehow we can phrase something where as long as it doesn't come out of the regular District 7 funds, or especially Pasco County funds, then, you know, we'd love to see the raise. I think it's a great move for the raise to be there. I think if they run the business just like Jeff Vinnick did it, and the way I think the Buccaneers run it, that they'll be able to fill that stadium up with a lot of Tampa people as well, but it could be a good boost for the region.
well, if the raise impact Pasco County's FDOT road program, that's going to be a sore subject for this guy.
And again, we just make sure the funding comes not from the regular funding, but if they can find
Yeah.
another source through other things, so be it.
You know how they found that rural money for 98 and 301? From wherever that pot that was coming from, they can find it from that pot.
Trust but verify.
There you go.
Trust but verify is a term. And secondly, so, sure a lot of people heard about the St. Leo Golf Course project in the town of St. Leo, but I went to the public hearing. And I'm probably short on the number, but there were hundreds of people that showed up, hundreds of folks. And it was really the sight to be seen, and I was really proud of the residents that showed up. They were polite, respectful, professional in a high-tense situation. And it's given me pause to the merit of, back to how our board schedule is. I know we do our meetings in the middle of the day starting at 10, but I would be open, based on seeing the public input, a true version of the public input, to modifying our times when we hear certain items, or our start time in the day to be more efficient on time. But I think it's an opportunity where if the folks have the ability to come out and truly share their thoughts on the matter, it can lead to better quality projects. Not in opposition and people getting angry to come back, but we can truly see and get a temporary reading of Pasco, and it lead to all parties coming together and creating a better quality project on what we have left in this county. And so it's really a sight to be seen. I've been involved in government a long time and in the community, and I've never seen a turnout. And there were folks there from all over the county. And if you guys saw it, I think
Is it online?
it would give you pause. I don't know if they filmed it. They did it at the gift shop at the school. Fill it up, standing room only, people around. At minimum, I'd say there was a couple hundred folks. But everybody held it together, and people gave their time and their input. But there was really some good constructive feedback. People were kind of laughing, "Oh, Waitman's walking in here," but I think they were appreciative that people were there watching and hearing and paying attention, and it was clear that their voices were heard. I know that project was really unique compared to what we see, but nonetheless, the public engagement on it and their testimony and their interest really showed, and they took the time to come out. And so I viewed it as a positive that, maybe working with them and allowing a different structure, it would allow and give better ability to have better project outcomes that we often hear from people about density or the type of product or the type of use. So I just throw that out there. I was very proud of the residents of our county and how they conducted themselves. And it was just civic action at work. So I just leave it at that.
And I'm going to jump to that as well. I didn't like the shift that we made years ago to start the morning and having the public hearings in the afternoon. So many people work, they can't show up. They kind of feel they're being left out of the process. And we have a working community. I think it'd be a very good idea to make the shift back to at least the public hearings at the nighttime as well. I think you'll get a much better presentation. I mean, just what you saw, we had 2 people from Hilltop show up this morning. You saw the petition number that's there, but in the public hearing, only about 10 were able to show up. That continually goes on, and I think that type of input would actually help staff quite a bit in what they're going to do as far as making decision-making as well. But I think it gives us an insight from people, the Gulf Harbor's people here today, how passionate they are about it. Only a few people here this morning, but I think that input would make us a better, stronger commission and be able to make, I think, stronger, better decisions when we thought it was the right to do it, because we're hearing from the people that we represent. So I think it's a good idea to look at. I don't mind if it comes back as an agenda item, but I wouldn't mind hearing from the other board members as well.
Well, people can participate online, but I'm trying to understand how that day would work. We'd start at 10, end at 12, and come back at 5? I mean, or we do a workshop in the afternoon, or?
Maybe
what?
just,
We could carve out options if it pleases the board that could make the meetings more effective use of your time, if that's the direction the board wants to go.
I think instead of at 10, you'd start at like 1 or 1:30. And then, again, your public hearings would be at the 6:30. You take a break in between.
Mr. Chairman, if I can,
Sure.
I'll share, now, we did not do evening hearings, but in Manatee, when I was there, and I think they still do, they segregated their land use hearings to the 3rd Thursday of the month. And so they only took up, they had some overflow, but they only took up the land use items on that
Thursday
day, and that may be a way, if the board truly wants to move to an evening meeting, that you only do land use items at that evening meeting, and then you wouldn't be being there all day.
But how does that work when we go the 2 sides of the county?
Chair?
Because then like,
So 1 month you'd be here, 1 month you'd be in Dayton.
Okay. Let me get the other input
hopefully we
first.
get our comp plan fixed. That shortens all that up a lot.
I had a question for county.
Let me just go to Commissioner Oakley.
I was just thinking, the item he brought up actually is in my district, but it's the city in my district. And they're the ones that need the public input, so their citizens vote on it. It's not necessary out for the whole district, it's for the city. That city has not a lot of residents in it now, but that city was acting on that, and they had a lot of turnout to that city. So we don't do that to other cities and hear all their issues and put it on our agenda for some night.
I don't think that's what he's saying.
No.
No?
No.
Commissioner Wade.
Because that's the way I took it.
No. It was an example of a land use item, and it was in the evening, because I don't go to city council meetings, and they're at night, and was curious to see, and phone calls and people, talking about it. And I was curious to see what the turnout would actually be, if it was just online chatter, whatever, but people showed up by the hundreds. And that's my point of it, is folks took the time, because of the time of day or whatever, that they were able to get to, doctor appointments were done, work was done, their kids were out of school, there was kids there, and it just was a meaningful public input process. Now, Mr. Steinsteiner, what's Hillsborough County's policy? Do they do theirs in the evenings? They have their board meetings, and then after that in the evening? It's been a long time.
I don't know. The last time I had looked at Hillsborough, they had day meetings, but it's
They had day
been a
meetings,
while.
but when they heard their land use items, I could be wrong.
They use a special magistrate for some of their zoning hearings. It's been too long
Yeah, they have a
since I've
planning, their planning is set up.
been to that.
But irregardless, it was just, you couldn't ignore it. The people were there, the voices were heard, and I just figured I'd share that observation.
Okay. Commissioner Yeager.
Yeah. I like the idea about what they do in Manatee. Hear land use items 1 time a month. We'll alternate Pasco, or east, west, because that's really what people are passionate about. Do you guys agree with that? with the land?
I have a suggestion that we look and see what other counties are doing, and
Yeah,
staff
let's-
bring
Bring it
back a report, and then
Yeah,
we'll
we'll
take a
talk
look
about
at
it.
it from there.
Yeah.
I will also add that during my tenure down there, we specially set a DRI when there were DRIs
Yeah.
that we were doing in East County for a 6 o'clock start. We had 3 people show up, plus the applicant, but we were there till 2 a.m.
Yeah, and I remember when the county used to do
So,
that, and
yeah.
they were here till 2 a.m., yeah. I do not want to do that.
So,
Mr. Chair.
But,
Commissioner Oakley.
Yeah, I agree. I think we need to, Commissioner Starkey brought it up, that we need to look out, see what others are doing, so we can hear those items that affect us as county commissioners. Not necessarily, because I took that wrong. I thought it was just, we were looking on top of a city, and what they're doing. So they have to handle their items, and I understand that. But I'm okay with the possibility of one night a month being set up for very particular land use work, so.
Okay. All right, so let's bring an item back. Let's do some research to find out what's going on, and then bring back to what we used to do as well. All right. Anything else, Commissioner Wade?
No, thank you, Chair.
Okay. Commissioner Starkey?
oh boy, okay. So I wasn't here at the last meeting, because I was at my,
Go first and then your last.
no, I'm gonna go fast, because I'm gonna move all the CMU stuff. This is the, unfortunately, they had it on my schedule for a half hour later, so I was driving into the Tree of Life celebration as everyone was driving out, but, some people were still there, and I met some of the families, but didn't know if you guys saw who they were honoring, so this is the poster that they were putting out, so I think this was a really cool idea, and, I think the decision was made not to plant a tree, but I do hope we do plant a tree. I think we can make that work. And, hopefully we don't have to do this too often. And for those who don't know what this is for our members who have passed away. My county, and here's the, that's a beautiful etching of the Tree of Life there, and we've got some of these benches, and then there is a tree planted behind us, but, nice little, do you remember what parking lot that is? Parking lot 4, maybe? 7? Parking lot 7, so great job, Parks Department. This is, my staff, doing with the holiday cleanup. We had 25 tons. We'll never beat Moon Lake, but maybe that's a good. We also had the pop-up pantry there at the same time, which worked out to be a great partnership. So thanks Grace's Pantry, and we served 210 families and a few pets. This is the NACO WIR conference that I attended. It was an interesting meeting because the WIR at NACO is the Western Interstate, I can't remember what the R stands for. Region. And it's 17 western states, and they were actually formed before NACO was formed. And so the agreement was that they would fold into NACO, but still have their own, a bit of autonomy. And so they meet once a year, and this is our joint board meeting. This is where I'm sitting here is the NACO board meeting. California's association, which is like our FAC, also chose to be there at the same time. I think everyone was looking to support Maui, who, they had that devastating fire, and it really affected their tourism badly, which is how they get most of the revenue. So big economic shot for Maui County. This is a field trip that I did. It's to their pineapple farm, and it was really upsetting to me because they line their rows with this plastic, and then when they're done with the harvesting the pineapples, which you only get one per plant, they literally disc that up and let it sit for 3 years. So if you look in between the rows, it's all little pieces of plastic. And I hope that Florida has rules that when you put this plastic down, you have to, because that's just blowing into the ocean and into the, that's just not a good system. But anyway, I'm still eating that pineapple. This is the John Hopkins topping off. Once again, as a board member of John Hopkins, they picked a day when I was not able to be there. They have promised me when we do the ribbon cutting ceremony, I will be able to be there, but I'm really excited for the progress on the hospital. And we actually, I don't know if I can announce the name yet, but it looks like we have gotten a naming sponsor for the hospital. And we'll, unless they announced it there, were you there? You said you were there? Did they announce the naming sponsor yet? Okay. So it looks like we have someone who's gonna be a big benefactor for the hospital. Okay, 9 of us attended the CNU conference. These are some photos from there. I'll just point out these, and then I'm gonna ask for David and Patrick and all those, and you, if you don't mind, if we could all get together and do our notes and best practices from everything that we saw, because we all went different places, and then we'll come back and report to the county. Just to show you some of what's going on here, on the left, Lisa and I did a 3-hour bike tour, and this is a bike trail that goes right through the county, and that's the 2-lane bike lane there on the right, and then they have a sidewalk for pedestrians that's a little elevated on the left. They paint it red because that's what they do in Copenhagen, and it's a best practice, so that was something I was gonna feature. Lisa and I did a scooter ride, which might have been our best one. I don't know if the bike or the scooter ride was the best. That's me and Lisa and Eric Hoover and Patrick Dutter. This is very interesting on the right. This is part of the bike ride Lisa and I did. We were going out to Kohler Preserve, which is the same bike park like what we're building over in Villages of Pasadena Hills. They took a 4-lane divided road with a turn lane in the middle, and they did what's called a road diet. And so you see the bike trail is on the right, and then where we're parking all our bikes, I don't know if there's 100 of us or 50, 70, that is where they have the on-street parking now for the park that they're building on the right-hand side. And I have another picture somewhere to show you. But that was an amazing, amazing transformation of that 4-lane plus a turn lane down the middle road to a 2-lane road, a row of on-street parking, and then a bike trail. So we will discuss that later. Lots of great stuff from that trip. My staff volunteered at the Habitat for Humanity at a home and holiday. It's going to be dedicated next month. While we were at the CNU conference, we had a Florida meetup. So all the people from Florida met after one of the long days, and Whit Blanton was there from Pinellas County, and he said that Pinellas County voted to do the change at the TMA, Commissioner Waitman, that we were looking for. And Hillsborough County also agreed that they would drop one person from their group and add it to us. So now Pasco and Pinellas have a majority of 13 people if we vote together.
So that would be
13 to 12.
That would be 6 for us and 7 to them.
I don't remember. I think it's. What did we have before? I don't remember.
5.
I just know that if you add Pinellas and Pasco together, now it's 13. That's what we wanted, and Hillsborough has 12. So that was the important part.
What was recommended, what I saw last, wasn't palatable.
Yeah, so this is better. We always wanted to have the Pasco, Pinellas voting together majority.
And they have always voted pretty well together.
Yes, exactly. All right, we did the give out on the trees. I don't know if Keith's still here, but I know my sister-in-law went to the park to get a tree, and boom, they were gone. So those trees were super popular. Last year, we didn't get rid of all our trees, and we planted them on county property. So I want to expand the trees. It's a great program, and thank you guys. Keith, if you want to just give a little report on our Arbor Day. I heard a lot of people talking about it, a lot of people.
Yeah. Keith Wiley, Director of Parks, Recreation, Natural Resources. Yeah, I think we underestimated the popularity of the event. Got a couple phone calls that morning, fairly early, and I think we, like summer day camp, it was pretty much over before, as soon as it opened. So
Yeah.
we're going to be doing another event in the fall, and we're going to probably go 3 times the acquisition and just kind of do a redo. So,
Love it.
yes.
Our citizens loved that. Loved that, yeah. Thinking about the woman from Green Key this morning, I just still really want to hold a landowner responsibility for degrading their neighborhood like that. And so I still don't have a clear picture of what the enforcement is for that. And if we have to do legislative changes, I think we need to talk about that and workshop that, because it took me a year to clean up that lot on 19 because the guy lived in Texas. And that's just not right.
If I could, a little help with that, Jeff, would you resend the list of violations that happen with the traditional homeless camp so we can all look at the violations of code so everybody can see it?
Be happy to.
Thank you.
I had a nationwide call with FAC yesterday on the housing bill. It is being debated today up in Washington. They took out the CDBG-DR. Something happened with the CDBG-DR. It's not gonna affect us, but I want our staff to be paying attention to the housing bill that's going through. The Senate wanted to keep it in and lock it in, but the House did not. So we may need to make some phone calls, but I sent Katie 3 slides from that. Did those show up? No? All right, Katie, if you're listening, send those slides, and if not, I'll show them to you later, but.
I said we can come back to it after.
Yeah, we can come back to what's happening with the new housing bill. And I am in the midst of writing language like what we discussed about for the vouchers. And Mike, I wanted to run this thought by you because I'll be presenting it in New Orleans. So right now, local preference first is really kind of just a suggestion for our housing vouchers. And they were required to advertise once a year when they open up for the lottery. And if you recall, it takes 1 day to be considered a Pasco County resident. And I'm telling you, none of the commissioners around the country know this is going on. And so I am suggesting, and if you remember, 60% of the people with housing vouchers in Pinellas County are from out of county. 40% of ours are from out of county. And if you only have to live for 1 day, what does that really mean? So my suggestion that I'm gonna put in this is that 80% of the available housing vouchers must go to a Pasco County resident who's lived here for over a year. And of the 20%, preference will go to those who have family or a job in the county. We're not just gonna import the world's problems into our voucher list, is my suggestion. So, any thoughts on that?
I think we should go to DC. We're gonna wait for New Orleans.
Well, this is gonna have to happen in DC, yeah.
Okay.
We have to go, make our case.
I'm up for that.
Yeah.
Ralph and Ballard are working on that federal agenda. We can tack that on and
Yeah.
we're working on a plan.
And I will work on it through my committee, but if my committee doesn't approve it, we're gonna take it up even just on our own. All right, and on that lot on Jasmine and Little with all the motorcycles, is there a way, do you have to have permission to do that? I mean, what are the rules on that?
Conditional use.
Because I wouldn't want 2 strokes running around behind my house.
That should be a conditional use.
Well, what's the
Well,
enforcement?
It depends. If they create a motorcycle track like was done
Yeah.
outside of Dade City, then they need a conditional use. If they are just using ATVs or motorcycles on their property, generally it's fair use of the property. But we'd have to look into exactly what's happening on the property to see.
Well, you can go to Google Earth like I just did, and there's tracks all over that property.
Actually, is there anything else for you?
Yeah, no.
Do you want to wait till after break, or do you want to do it now?
I will be super,
Okay.
I'll wait.
Okay. All right, we'll in here. All right, we're gonna break for lunch. We'll be back at 1:30.
Thank you.
I'll be right back.
Oh, okay.
Chicken salad.
I also like what Jack did.
Yeah, yeah.